What's going on, guys? Car review guys here. My name is AJ, and this week we are with the 2023 Infiniti QX60, and the trim level is the Autograph, which is the highest you can get. This is the full review. We're going to start with the exterior, move to the interior, then we're going to take it on a drive. But without further ado, let's roll. Starting with the exterior, inside the beast is a 3.5 liter V6 paired with a 9-speed transmission. Now, right in the front, you have this nice looking grille, chrome all the way around it with none other than Infiniti writing. Looks really good right there. You have full LED headlamps in this vehicle. As you can see, these little bars right there are basically your turn signals. And then the vents right below the headlights actually are fake, but nonetheless, they actually look really good on this vehicle. I'm not usually a huge fan of fake vents, but it looks good, and this is not exactly a performance car, so I don't see the need to have real vents. So, moving along, and then all the way around on this vehicle, you will see it right there. It is 255/50 R20s all the way around, all four wheels. Moving around right here to the door handle, you do have keyless entry, which you just touch inside. It will unlock the door. To lock it, you press the three little indicators right there. And it's also nice, it's also on the rear door handle right there. This overall is an amazing looking vehicle. I love the look of it. The only thing that I don't love is the black plastic around the wheels, but maybe one day we'll see that improved to where you can actually get those, you know, paint to match, if you will, like some companies are doing. But other than that, honestly, the exterior of this thing, I think it looks really good. Has a driver side gas tank, as you can see right there. While we're on this subject, this vehicle has a 19.5 gallon tank. You're gonna get around 20 miles to the gallon in the city and 25 on the highway. Keep in mind, as we work around to the back, you're gonna notice stamped right there, this is all-wheel drive in a mid-size, almost towards the large, but mid-size SUV. To me, that gas mileage, very acceptable. I have no issue with that. As we are in the back, you will probably notice down here, it looks like quad tip exhaust, but if you look a little bit closer, it's actually just fake. It's not real. It's made to kind of look like it, and I don't hate it, because you know why? You don't ever have to clean it from like carbon or different things that build up on them and dirt. So I actually really like it. I think it's a pretty neat design. It's personally the first vehicle I have seen in person that has that, and I actually really like it. Now, to access the back, you just press this little button right there, and there's a camera right beside it. Hopefully you can see it. So you just press it, and it's gonna open up. Now, I've put some golf clubs in the back for you guys to see a size as to roughly what this looks like. Now, this is a standard golf bag, as you can see, and it doesn't quite fit straight across. You can see I have it angled slightly. It's all the way up against there, and you can see back here where it's at. Now, so you can fit a golf bag, no issues. This does have a third row, and you'll see it folds down. Now, there are buttons right over here that if I press this button, it's gonna come right on up. And as you can see there, the golf bag does fit, no issues. So that's pretty much the back. And then if you want to put it down, you just press right there. And down it goes. That's gonna wrap up the exterior of the vehicle. let's jump into the interior, because as nice as the outside is, the inside is even nicer, in my humble opinion. For those of you that regularly watch my videos, you know I do the test of how easy is it or not easy is it to get in and out of the vehicles. I am 5'9", so holding the camera out, just stepping in. The step is up just a little bit high, just a little bit, just ride height wise, and there's no step bars or anything, so that's, you know, a little bit high. Getting in, there's not hardly any ducking at all. You can get right in, no issues. So pretty easy to get in and out. Now, while we're in the back, we'll talk about all the seating, leathers, all that stuff in the front seat. In the back, you will see you've got some cup holders right here and then a nice little compartment. This whole piece actually removes. You just pull off this front panel and then you can literally pull the whole thing out. I'm not gonna do it right now, but yeah, actually not very hard. Moving up right here, if I were to shut or open the door, it's going to relight up, as you can see right there. Hopefully I'll get it in focus, sorry about that. You do have heated rear seats and of course your own temperature back here in the rear. And of course, moving down below, you do have some different charging sources, as you can see right there. Alrighty, moving to the front seat, let's do the test here. Stepping up, down. Yeah, I didn't hardly bend at all. That was very, very natural. No issues getting in and out. Ride height's just, I mean, like literally a 1/4 inch maybe on the high side. For me, I'm only 5'9", so I'm not a tall guy, but not bad, certainly easy to get in and out of overall. Now that we are in the front seat, you will see here behind me the autograph, and the seats are really, really nice. Right there, you can see all of the piping, all of the stitching, everything looks absolutely great on the seats. Now, as we move around, this is my favorite part of the entire interior for sure. You've got literally the stitching and the leather all the way behind the screen and all the way in front of the screen, as you can see there. So that is super interesting. I've never seen that done before on any vehicle in person. So absolutely love that touch. Down here, you've got a center console, you got a pen holder, some business cards, whatever. Got a decent amount of space down in there. Working our way up, 2 cup holders, a wireless phone charger back in here, and you can control the screen, everything right there, which is a very nice screen. And then you've got this new little selector, if you will, and it's kind of weird. It's literally like an ice skate. It goes back and forth, so that's kind of unique as well. You have your drive mode selector right there, auto start, on and off, whether you want that on or not. Now, let's go ahead and start the vehicle up so you can see the start up. Got Infiniti over here, Infiniti in touch. And over here back to the center, the gauges are coming up, and boom, full LED display in the instrument cluster. Oh my goodness, it looks crisp, clean, vibrant colors, absolutely love it. There's a bunch of different things you can change throughout that. We're not gonna go through that. That is just minute detail, and if you're really considering this, that is definitely something you can just play with on your own. Moving to the steering wheel on the right-hand side, you'll see your little blue button there for your Pro Pilot Assist, which is basically your lane centering and your adaptive cruise control, if you will. Your actual adaptive cruise control distance is down there. And then for your steering, your button is right here. So you can definitely turn things on or off in regards to that, whether you like it or you don't. Now, moving over to the left side, pretty standard. You've got all of your different menus, seeking track, volume, all of the normal stuff. And the steering wheel is really nice. It's smooth, the stitching isn't in your way, even whenever you're holding, you know, like this. Love the steering wheel design. And then you've got more of a flat bottom, which makes it feel a little bit more sporty. Love that touch. Moving over to the right and still talking about the steering wheel, right there you can see it is a heated steering wheel. And you've got heated seats and cooled seats, dual zone climate in the front. Obviously the whole vehicle as a whole is tri-zone, as you can change it in the rear. And you've also got some audio buttons and different seeking stuff. The only thing that's a little unique is you don't have a knob for tuning. You actually have to, you know, select the button, so kind of quirky, but nonetheless. Over here on the right side, you'll see where it says clean. It actually has an ionizer to clean the air within the cabin. Pretty neat little feature. Moving up top to the rear view mirror, you do have a digital display, or you can go to the traditional with just one little flip, completely up to you. As we continue back, you're gonna see here we have a panoramic roof, which is also that next level touch that you would honestly expect in an Infiniti. On the door, you will see it is marked with a Bose sound system, and the Bose sound system in this thing is very good. I have no complaints with the Bose. Moving up top, you've got memory seating, not only on the driver's side, but you also have it on the passenger side right there, which is really nice. Now, another great feature is down to my left, you will see that little button. If I were to press that little button and go to the screen, you're gonna see on, you hit adjust, and voila, you can change your seat massager to different settings, intensity, speed, everything. You can also turn it on and off here. So again, both front seats have the massage settings. One thing I'm going to touch on this display is if you want the map to be full screen, I've seen a few other reviews that said that you can't do it. Maybe it was an update since they've had, you know, their reviews. Maybe, I don't know. But you can literally just press that, boom, full screen, you are good to go. Out in front of us, you can probably see the 0 out there. That is heads-up display, and as you guys know in all of my videos, I love heads-up display, so a really, really great touch. If you want to turn that on and off, you simply go down here to the left, and it is this button right here in the middle. That is to turn it on and off. Obviously, this is to control your rear hatch on the right, and then all of your settings for brightness are right there. Alrighty guys, that is going to wrap up the interior of this. I'm sure there is a few little features maybe I missed or not going through the screen in different settings. This thing is so customizable. You can change so many options and settings on this thing. So if you want to get into that detail, we'd be in a 30-minute, 40-minute video. I really do try to keep these as short as possible. So without further ado, let's take this thing on a drive. We are about to get this out on the road. Very quickly, let's go over every stat figure you could ever want. This is your section. If you like stats and you like figures, this is for you, okay? As already stated, 3.5 liter V6. It has 295 horsepower, 270 pound-feet of torque. 9-speed automatic transmission, which I've also gone over, and you can tow up to 6,000 pounds. Now, as far as the screen sizes in this, the heads-up display is 10.8 inches, and in the middle is a 12.3 inch screen. Also, already stated, is the gas mileage. Again, this vehicle is the optional all-wheel drive. You're going to get about 20 city, 25 highway for a combined average of around 22. This particular test vehicle, okay, we are in the price range of $68,185. That is the total price. Base price is $65,500. Lighting package $795, and carpeted floor mats, standard. Premium paint $695 on this vehicle. Without further ado, let's get this thing driving. As we're getting this out on the road, the very first thing, my impression is this thing is smooth. Like, even going over a bump, like I don't even know if you can tell on camera, to be honest, but it was probably a good, I don't know, 2-inch bump. It's just smooth. I mean, like, it just rides good. That is my first impression driving this vehicle. Along with smooth is the transmission, a 9-speed automatic. In previous years, I've heard other people complain that it kind of has trouble finding gears and whatnot, and I don't see that with this vehicle. I think it actually does pretty well at knowing exactly what gear to be in. Once in a while, it may feel like it's one gear off barely, and by I'm talking milliseconds, okay? It's nothing noticeable, especially for the average consumer. You guys are never, ever gonna notice that. So I'd really like the 9-speed transmission. It helps get good gas mileage. You still have enough torque. 0 to 60 on this thing is right around the 6.2 arena, 6.3, 6.1, depends where you're at. Close enough. So this thing is respectable. So with that, let's do it. And floored. Yeah, like it's not bad. Like, it's really not. That was an eco. That wasn't even in sport. And you don't ever feel scared in this vehicle. Let's put it that way. Because there's some vehicles you drive and you're like, man, I need to get out of the way. Not this. This thing goes, which is really nice. The seats in this vehicle are also really, really comfortable. The leather in this thing is just nice. I love all of the stitching. We've already kind of talked about it, but from a driving perspective, it can be a little different sometimes, and they're comfortable. They're plush for what this vehicle is. I mean, you expect luxury, and I see luxury in this Infiniti, so I think that they've finally hit it, especially with all of the tech in this vehicle now. They're finally up to date and probably almost leading the pack with some of their tech now, because the interior design of this thing, oh man, it's so improved over the old Infinitis. Like, I cannot even describe to you how insane and how nice this is now. So if you rubbed the wrong way previously, I would highly encourage you to come check one of these out, because night and day difference. Not even, it's hard to believe it's still an Infiniti. I would say on the lines of comfort is obviously soundproofing in the vehicle. How loud or how quiet is it? We have a whole row of vehicles about to go past us, and I will shut up. Yeah, as you can probably tell, you didn't hear much. I guarantee you didn't hear, honestly, like anything. It is really, really a quiet ride. The only thing you can hear just a little bit of is the motor. You can hear the motor a little bit when you're accelerating, but when you're not accelerating, you're just coasting, I don't hear it. I mean, it's quiet, so I have no complaints there as well. As far as steering goes, it's actually really responsive. For a medium to almost large size SUV, it's pretty responsive. Like, watch, if I want to go right, I mean, like, it'll go right. It's good. There's like really no lag, even just going back and forth. Like, you can feel every bit of it. So super impressed with the steering on this QX60. Visibility is always a question of topic. How is it to see out of? Now, this vehicle does have blind spot monitoring, and if you really need it, personally, I don't ever need it in this vehicle. I think this thing has really good visibility. I mean, the only potential is this pillar, which in some cars is a little bit thinner. This one's a little bit on the wide side, but I don't really ever find myself in danger at all. I, of course, own a Camaro and some other sports cars, so I'm very used to big blind spots. So just keep in mind, if you do somehow have an issue with this, that's the only thing you're gonna have an issue with. The rest of the visibility is great. And while driving along, if somehow you become a little bit uncomfortable, you can always go ahead and throw on your massaging seat. You can throw on your Pro Pilot Assist and pretty much just sit back, stare at the road, and just make sure you're being safe. Other than that, there's not a whole lot you really need to do, because this vehicle is pretty much going to do it all for you. Very quickly, we are not going to show any snippets really. I might put one picture here for you so you can see, but let's talk about the night driving of this vehicle. The lights are super bright, as you can imagine. They're full LED. When you are getting in and out of the vehicle, you have a nice Infiniti lit symbol on the ground, and all of your door sill trims are Infiniti lit up as well. That, of course, is part of the package that I already listed earlier on the window sticker. Now, last but not least is the ambient lighting. Now, you can't change all of the colors like some vehicles, but there is nice ambient lighting in all of the doors and the trim and all around in the front. So at night, it's really nice in this vehicle. Again, the screen's auto dim. You don't have to mess with it. If it's not to your liking, then, well, hey, we can always, you know, just turn it off. Just like that, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Please like, please subscribe, and we're gonna catch you on the next one. Peace.